So hello students. So today we are going to learn new chapter. Okay, chapter 2. Tajuk dia ialah leaf structure and function. So dia ada 4 subtopik. So this is the first two subtopic. The first one is leaf structure. You will learn the leaf structure and also the main organ for gases exchange. Okay, John 6 verse 35. Then Jesus declared, I am the bread of life. Whoever comes to me will never go hungry, and whoever believes in me will never be thirsty. So today's objective, you are able to describe the leaf structure and explain the main organ in gas exchange. Okay. So structure of a leaf. A leaf is a main organ of plant which carried out photosynthesis. So we can divide the leaf structure into two parts. Okay, satu adalah external structure and second one is internal structure. So we go to external structure first. External structure, okay, green leaf punya external structure consists of these two, yaitu lamina dengan petiole. So what is that? This one. Okay, ini petiole, ini lamina. Ini petiole adalah tangkai itu daun, yang lamina ini adalah dia punya daun lah di sini. Okay, so this is external structure of leaf. Okay, lamina is flat, thin, smooth, and green part of the leaf. Okay, so this shape, flat shape ini provide a wide surface in the lamina in order to expose the cell containing chloroplast to the maximum amount of sunlight. So kita tahu bahwa tumbuhan akan melaksanakan proses fotosintesis. So dia perlu wide surface area lah, so that dia boleh dapat itu amount of sunlight yang cukup. Alright. So lamina is also thin to allow gases involved in photosynthesis to diffuse. Okay, to diffuse in or out efficiently in the leaf during photosynthesis. So ini adalah petiole. Petiole ini adalah leaf stalk, dia punya tangkai that connects the lamina to the stem of the plant. Okay, to the stem of the plant. The petiole stretches out into the lamina, producing a network of middle veins to support the lamina. Maksudnya di sini, the petiole here dia terus sambung dengan middle vein. Ini adalah urat daun. Okay, supaya dia boleh connect dengan lamina, dengan stem of the plant. So itu external structure. So this one, internal structure of leaf lamina. The leaf lamina, okay? So in most plant, the leaves grow without overlapping. Okay, selalunya dia punya susunan daun itu dalam satu pokok itu adalah not overlapping, supaya setiap satu daun itu boleh dapat optimum light to carry out the photosynthesis. So kita panggil arrangement ini sebagai leaf mosaic. Okay, so leaf mosaic. So this is arrangements of leaf mosaic. So dia tidak overlapping. So setiap daun ini dia akan dapat cahaya matahari untuk proses photosynthesis. So this is leaf lamina. So kita buat cross section dia. Okay, internal structure dia. So yang di bahagian atas ini, bahagian atas daun, okay, ini bahagian atas daun. Kalau kita buat dia begini, cross sections of this leaf lamina. Bahagian atas ini adalah cuticle. Okay, cuticle. Di sini upper epidermis cells. Upper epidermis. Okay, di bawah dia ini, okay, adalah palisade mesophyll cell. Okay, nampak susunan dia begini kan? Susunan dia begini, 90 degree. Macam itulah. Alright. Yang mengandungi banyak chloroplast untuk proses fotosintesis. So di sini adalah spongy mesophyll cell. Okay, spongy mesophyll cell dia tersusun begini, dia tidak compact dan ada air spaces between the cells. So here we have soma. Stomata ini, okay, akan dikontrol. The opening and closing of the stomata is controlled by the guard cell here, guard cell. And then we have xylem and phloem. So xylem and phloem kita panggil vascular bundle, dan di bawah ini adalah lower epidermis of the leaf. Okay. So cuticle is a waxy, waterproof, and transparent layer. So kalau kita nampak daun kita itu kena hujan, the leaf kena hujan, so dia tidak basah koyak macam kertas. So because dia upper surface dia itu ada containing the cuticle. So cuticle is a waxy, waterproof, and transparent layer. Okay, so dia cover the upper part and also the lower parts of the leaf epidermis. Okay. So the cuticle layer also reduces the excessive loss of water through evaporation in transpiration. Okay. So transparent cuticle allows sunlight to pass through it. Walaupun ada cuticle di atas, tetapi the sunlight can still pass through it. Okay. After that, after cuticle, kita ada upper epidermis. Upper epidermis is located on the upper surface of the leaf, which is under the cuticle layer. Okay, so this layer of upper epidermis does not contain any chloroplast and transparent lah. So the light can pass through. Can pass through it. Okay, and then kita ada bahagian bawah, lower epidermis, located at the lower surface of the leaf. Okay, so di sini bahagian sini adalah dia mengandungi stomata. So stomata ini adalah guarded by a pair of guard cell that will control the opening and also closing of the stomata. Palisade mesophyll cell itu arrange vertically. Okay, so dia arrange vertically dan closely pack supaya dia able to receive maximum light exposure. Di sinilah cells are site for photosynthesis sebab dia containing many chloroplasts. And then we have spongy mesophyll cells. These cells irregular in shape, okay, that increase the internal surface area for gases exchange. So di sini dia lebih fokus kepada gases exchange. They are not arranged closely packed but loosely arranged, okay, and also many intercellular spaces between the cells. So di sini dia membantu kepada absorptions of carbon dioxide and water, okay, through the leaves to the palisade mesophyll cells during photosynthesis. Okay, spongy mesophyll cell dia punya number of chloroplasts adalah less number compared to palisade mesophyll cell. And then we have vascular bundle, the xylem and phloem. So you know what is the functions of xylem and also the functions of phloem. Xylem will transport water and mineral salt. Okay. The walls of xylems are lignified, maksudnya mempunyai lignin, and also thicken. Okay, to provide mechanical support and also strength to the plant. And phloem, as we know, it will transport organic substances during photosynthesis from the leaves to the other parts of the plants. Okay, itu adalah leaf structure, internal and also external. So this one, the second subtopic is the main organ for gases exchange. Okay, the necessity of gases exchange in plant. Okay, kenapa ada gases exchange dalam tumbuhan? Okay, kalau macam kita manusia dan juga animal, kita boleh cari makanan kita sendiri. Okay, tetapi untuk tumbuhan dia akan sintesis dia own food melalui fotosintesis. Okay, so untuk proses fotosintesis itu berlaku secara efisien, so the plants will need the exchange of gases and also absorbing light. Okay, so exchange of gases yaitu oxygen and carbon dioxide during photosynthesis, okay, memerlukan stomata. So the stomata adalah satu liang atau pores located on the lower epidermis. Okay, and the stomata is guarded by a pair of guard cell. The guard cell will control the opening and closing of the stoma by changing the shapes. Okay, so guard cell ini juga mengandungi sedikit chloroplast to carry out photosynthesis. So sekarang oleh karena kita perlu itu gases exchange during photosynthesis, so the stomata need to be open and also be closed. Okay, so bagaimana cara untuk stomata itu open and close adalah guarded by the guard cell. So bagaimana mekanisme dia ialah bergantung kepada sama ada guard cell itu turgid atau flaccid. Okay, turgid, segah ataupun flaccid. So guard cell itu the turgidity or flaccidity of the guard cell depends on the potassium ion K+ uptake by the cells or sucrose concentration in the cell sap of the guard cell. Okay, antara dua ini. Okay, so uptake of potassium ion by guard cell, the accumulations or eliminations of potassium ion in guard cell will changes the solute potential, meaning that the concentrations of the solute lah. And then this increase or decrease, this will increase the or decrease the water potential in the guard cell lah. Okay, and also water will diffuse out or diffuse into the guard cell through osmosis. So inilah yang akan menentukan sama ada guard cell itu turgid atau flaccid, yaitu the uptake of potassium ion by the guard cell. Ataupun yang kedua adalah by sucrose concentration in the guard cell sap. Okay, we know that during daytime there is a light, so photosynthesis will take place and it will produce sugar, okay, the product of photosynthesis, sucrose. So during night time, no light, so the sugar in the guard cell will convert into starch. Okay, so ini akan menentukan sama ada the stomata open or close. So this is the opening of stomata in terms of uptake of potassium ion by guard cell. Okay, firstly, potassium ion will enters the guard cells. Okay, so now when the potassium ion enter the guard cell, the solute potential in the guard cell will increase, meaning the concentrations of solute in the guard cells will increase. Okay, so when the concentration or the solute potentials in the guard cell increases, so now the water potential or the water concentration in the guard cell decrease. So what happened is the water molecules from the nearby epidermal cell will diffuse into the guard cell by osmosis. So bila dia diffuse into the guard cell, what happened? The guard cell will become turgid. So dia akan curve outward. So opening of the stomata. Okay, boleh ya? Okay, so here this is the K+ ion. The K+ ion masuk dalam guard cell. So bila K+ masuk dalam guard cell, what happened? The concentrations of solute here increase, dia lebih pekat. So what happened? Water dia sikit. So water from the epidermis masuk ke dalam guard cell. So menyebabkan the guard cell menjadi segah. So bila dia segah, the stomata will open lah. Okay, itu dari segi uptake of potassium ion by the guard cell. Yang kedua adalah dari segi sucrose concentration in the guard cell sap. So pada waktu siang ada cahaya matahari, photosynthesis will occur. So the concentrations of sucrose in the guard cell will become high or increase. So bila dia increase, the water concentration or water potential in the guard cell low. So sama juga the water molecule from the epidermis will enter the guard cell. So guard cell becomes segah, so stomata opening. Okay. How about closing of the stomata? Terbaliklah. Closing of the stomata kali ini potassium ion dia keluar daripada guard cell. Okay, keluar daripada guard cell. Okay, so what happen is the solid potential in the guard cell will decrease. Water increase. Sebab dia sudah hilang, dia punya solid potential sudah decrease. So now the water potential also increase. So bila increase the water potential inside the guard cell, water will moves out from the guard cell to the epidermis cell by osmosis. So now the guard cell become flaccid. So the stomata will close. Okay, bagaimana pula dengan sucrose concentration? Bila tiada cahaya matahari, fotosintesis tidak berlaku. So sucrose concentration in the guard cell becomes low. So bila becomes low, water concentration or water potential yang increases. So bila water concentration increase di sini, water will go out atau moves out from the guard cell to the epidermis, okay, through osmosis. So now the stomata, the guard cell become flaccid, so the stoma will close. Okay, so dia terbalik sahaja daripada yang presence of light lah. Alright. The effect of water deficiency in plants on stomata. Okay, bagaimana dengan kekurangan air dengan pembukaan dan penutupan stomata? Okay, so this is fresh plant. Fresh plant di sini, when the plant obtains enough water, the guard cell become turgid. So this is the stomata yang open. Guard cell ini, dia punya inner cell wall thick. Dia punya outer cell wall adalah thinner. Okay. So ini dia menunjukkan turgid guard cell. So itu yang menyebabkan stomata open. Okay. So bila plant obtain enough water, guard cell become turgid. Inner cell wall of the guard cell is thick and less elastic compared to the outer cell wall. The thin and more elastic outer cell wall causes the guard cell to curve outwards and the stoma will open. Okay, manakala apabila the plants lacks of water, kekurangan air, the guard cell will become flaccid. The thin and more elastic outer cell wall, outer di luar, causes the guard cell to lose dia punya turgidity, kesegahan. So, itu akan menyebabkan stoma to be closed. Okay, so di sini adalah dalam wilted plants, tumbuhan yang layu. Alright, so itu sahaja untuk hari ini. Kita sudah belajar the structure of the leaf structure, dan juga the main organ that involve in the gases exchange, yaitu stoma di daun. So how the stoma open and close and so on. Okay, so please do latihan, alright, yang teacher beri. Okay, so once again, then Jesus declared, I am the bread of life. Whoever comes to me will never go hungry, and whoever believes in me will never be thirsty. John 6 verse 35. Thank you.